Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Train Room. Today we get to do something a little special. We're actually going to put together the largest accessory Lionel ever produced in the post-war era. What is that? The largest. I know you know what it is. Well, you know what it is? It's a 970 ticket booth. This thing's awesome and it's huge, and we're going to put one together. Coming your way.
It's a Lionel Express barreling down the pike with a full head of steam.
Late in 1958, Lionel introduced the largest accessory ever produced during the post-war era, the 970 ticket booth. Lionel produced only a few items that were considered life-size throughout its history. In the pre-war years, it produced the 455 children's stove, and later, in the mid-60s, produced the child-size 850 U-drive boat. But neither item were directly train or railroad related. The 970 ticket booth was not shown or listed in the advanced catalog, so Lionel sent out a special flyer to its dealers and toy buyers, alerting them that this great new model railroad accessory was available. Shown is the flyer sent to dealers. It shows a boy with a ticket for a train ride. The flyer touts the suggested retail of the station to be $5.95, approximately $40 in today's money. It describes the dimensions as 46 inches high by 22 inches wide and 11 inches deep, but comes shipped unassembled down to 32.5 inches by 14 inches by 1 inch. To assure dealers that the boxes would not take up excessive floor or storage space. Step right up to the Lionel ticket booth and get your ticket to board the Lionel line. Will be a familiar cry in bedrooms, dens, and playrooms of model railroad fans, the flyer proclaims. Last, the flyer notes that while not shown in the advanced catalog, the 970 ticket booth will be featured importantly in the upcoming consumer catalog, presumably to help these buyers to keep them from thinking that they'll be stuck with unsellable stock. And, as advertised, the 970 ticket booth was shown on page 30 of the full-color 1958 consumer catalog for a list price of $5.95. The ticket booth was available until 1960. And as shown on the 1960 order form, came 6 to a master carton. Man, I would love to have one of those. Lionel did not produce the 970 ticket booth in-house. They were designed and produced by Color Process Company, Inc., out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The box is a United Container Company box, which was also made in Philadelphia. No production records have surfaced to date. The station is somewhat hard to find, but not rare. A quick survey of collectors notes that most have one new in a sealed box. But it's also important to note that multiple examples of the box, both opened and sealed, appear to have water damage. It is suspected the 970 ticket booth did not sell well, and large numbers of them sat in storage for years and were subjected to moisture during that time. So, let's put one of these together. So this is the instruction sheet that came with the 970. This particular one does have some of the evidence of some of the water exposure that it would have had, but it's still there and gives us a good idea of kind of how to put this thing together. And the instructions are fairly simplified, broken down to a couple steps. Before we take a look at it, it's broken down to 2 parts. You've got the Lionel ticket office and talks a little bit about the station and how to use it, and then also goes through the step-by-step of the instruction process. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is what it says up here. So it says Lionel Ticket Office. Here's a great new accessory which will create more fun and excitement around your pike. You'll really enjoy taking the role of ticket master, and here are a few helpful hints to add realism. First, make different colored tickets of cardboard or paper and then mark them with any destination that suits your fancy. Have plenty of change on hand for the commuters, and then keep track of arrival and departure times. Chalk up all changes in schedules on the blackboard. Be prepared to give detailed train information to travelers, and then follow the simple instructions below, and you're open for business. Super cool. This is gonna excite this kid about, hey, let's put this thing together. Okay, so let's try and put one of these guys together. So this is our number 970 ticket office. We're going to take a little peek. These, the way that they're sort of boxed, sometimes they're open at the end, and sometimes they're sort of split down the middle where you can kind of open them up. This one happens to be open at the end. So we're going to take out our ticket booth here, take it out of the box, put this guy right over there. So we have our ticket booth, and it's all sort of fold up, ready to go. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take, this is for a little bit later. We'll put that off to the side. And then we're going to say instruction number 1, which was unfold and square open base of ticket office. So we're going to basically open this guy up and sort of see what it lets us do. All right. This thing is definitely big, and I'm not quite sure how a 9-10-year-old would have done this by himself. Maybe getting a little help. Okay, so the first step is just squaring it up, which is, I think, what that is there. All right, so here's step number 1. Now, step number 2 is pull die cut counter shelf A forward and bend scored edges of counter shelf. See diagram, okay? So that's this right here comes forward, okay? And then it wants you to bend these corners like yay. Okay. And like yay, just like that. All right, and then step 3 is push countertop through to back and lock down into die cut slots. So this now you push all the way through, and we're going to bring it to the back where it goes through this little slot. Yeah, aha. And you see how it sort of slides into these little slots here and here to make your counter. Ah, very cool. All right. Next is step 4 is bend over the top shelf B, okay, which is this thing here. And then bend sides of roof on scores and insert tongues. Okay, so this is where these score here and here. All right, this one's going to be a little tougher. This slides, I think, into here, and this comes in and it actually tucks into here. So these sort of tuck in over your roof. Just like that. So they tuck in right up here. All right. All right. And then bend sides of the clock and scores and push down on the rooftop into die cut slots. Hang timetable holder on the inside of ticket. All right. So we're still not totally done yet here. All right. Let's see. And that's this guy right here. Okay. All right. So this is all as one piece. So this kind of comes apart with this little liner. All right. Just like that. And then we've got the clock. And the clock basically kind of comes apart from the timetable. There's a few of these little punch out things. You got to save these. Super rare if you ever find one, right? The little pieces. All right. So here's our clock. Okay. And it says the clock fits up top here. And it just kind of slides over the top. If I have that right. I think just like that is kind of how it fits. So you can see the clock way up top here. And then it says take the tickets, and these little guys punch out. So these are the little liners for the tickets. These pop out nicely just like that. When you get them like, so you gotta save all these pieces too, by the way, just for the fun of it. Here's our little pieces and this little punch out here. And this hangs on the tab, kind of on the inside. It'll be hard to show, and I'll show you some pictures in a little bit of the finished product here. But this sort of hangs and punches through the tab from this top piece. And so you've got your tickets right here to be able to look. So I'm going to put all this off to the side. Just like that. Here's our ticket booth, showing you right here. Welcome to Brian's Train Room's ticket booth. You want a ticket to ride? This is what we do. Pretty awesome. All right, now that we've built this thing, we're going to take a little closer look at what we've built. So the first is, let's take a look at the dimensions. All right, got a little tape measure here. And let's see how wide this thing is. It taps out at about 22 inches wide. It's right at about 48 inches tall. Turn it just a little bit too. You can see that it's not terribly deep. It comes out to right about 12, maybe 13 inches when it's all said and done as far as depth. So this would fit in a train room if you put it together and up against the wall, pretty low profile when it's all said and done. So let's take a little closer look, see what we got. Up top, we have the clock. The clock is at about 7:08, right? 7:07 in terms of the time. It says Lionelville on the top. Ticket office here. Says agent on duty up front, which of course is Brian. And then we've got our train bulletin here, which is basically showing the eastbound trains, westbound trains, okay? And then basically you'd write on with chalk and you'd say, hey, this is train number, where's it coming from, where's it going to, its arrival time, its departure time, and remarks. So, this is kind of a way for these kids to say, hey, this is what the real railroads do, and this is a part of that, and kind of a nice way to tap into that, which is really neat. As we looked at the sides of this is the right side of the building, and we've got, it says Lionelville here. This has a little place for the town bulletin, so you could kind of write on things, or maybe post something here that says, hey, county fair this weekend, or something like that. Then it has one of the posters, and the poster says, hey, don't be a litter bug, okay, which is really kind of cool. It's a little poster down here at the bottom. It shows some sort of, bug with maybe a little stinger. It's got a little eye patch, so he's a bad guy. It says, don't be a litter bug here, and it says, hey, keep America beautiful. So it's a really kind of cool poster right here, too, on the side of it. So all these are fairly well decorated and have a lot going on. So as we spin to the other side, you've got a few other posters. These are different, and it says Lionelville here up top. And it says, find your strength for your life, okay? And this is a poster that says, worship together this week. And it's from Religion in America Life Program, okay? So really kind of interesting to put a religious-based poster on the side of a toy that was available in the 50s, but that's okay. That's kind of the era as far as what they did. It's a nice little family going to church. Next it says give to your community fund, okay, which is again all the help organizations that are out there. And so it says, hey, be a part of your community. And again, all this is some kids seeing this, and this kind of says, hey, this is who you should be, just on a toy, which is really kind of cool. showing the front of it. Now on the rear, right here too, there's really nothing back here too. You can see some of the discoloration due to the age, but these are fairly well built. They're pretty strong cardboard. This is the little platform. You can see the top and from the back here too. Again, they're not terribly deep. You can see they're only about 13 inches, so this would easily fit in a training room as mentioned. All right, so we're going to go around this way, the way it was intended. These kids weren't terribly tall, or they had to kind of kneel down a little bit, just like I'm doing here. And I'm saying, hey, come get your tickets. And of course, what they did on the side here, which we punched in, are the timetables and the tickets. So you make your own little tickets to and from wherever you'd want to go. Slide them in here. It says have plenty of cash available or change, so you can make change. And this is what these kids would play with. So again, added some really nice play value. This is a really cool item. Again, welcome to Brian's Train Room's Ticket Office. The Lionel 970 ticket booth is a large, quirky, and collectible accessory. And if you have the space in your train room to display it, it will add color and interest to any collection. All right, that was fun. Appreciate you watching my video. If you like what you see, hey, give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, hey, please subscribe. We also have a comment section down below. I want to hear from you. Let me know how I'm doing and how I can make these better. You know, I don't do this alone. I do have a number of friends and fellow collectors who have shared their collections with me to make these fun videos for you guys too. At the end, I've got a nice list of those individuals who've helped me out. I cannot thank them enough. Well, that was it for today. Hey, thanks for joining me on Brian's Train Room.
Lionel Express, all aboard. Look at her streak along the rails. It's a Lionel.